Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Thomas and Friends Home Media Reviews. This review is on New Friends for Thomas and Other Stories. And I was wrong last episode. We are getting into Season 7 and still in Season 6. 4 episodes of this release are from Season 7 and 2 episodes are from Season 6. I did not know that, so if you complained about it in the comments, I'm sorry, please forgive my sins against humanity. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into the history section of New Friends for Thomas. So, New Friends for Thomas is another one of these releases that has an extremely brief history. This was first released back in 2004 and was released again in 2009. I know that I own a copy that was printed by Universal, and that is dated 2014. That could be from 2014, 2015, 2016. I'm not too sure, but the sources that I found this from just say 2004 and 2009, but I am going to add 2014, 2015, or 2016. I bought that pack in 2015, so it could have been from 2015 and they just haven't did the date on it. I don't know. That's it for the history section. Let's go ahead and jump right into the close-up section of New Friends for Thomas. And boy, is it a long one. Alrighty, everyone. Here's your close-up view of New Friends for Thomas. We have quite a few copies to take a look at here, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. First up, we're starting with the 2004 VHS print. So as you can see here, we have New Friends for Thomas, Thomas and Spencer. We'll talk about Spencer more when we look at the DVDs, because there is a pretty funny error with Spencer. A snapshot of Harvey, Murdoch, and Salty on the front there. On the side, we've got Cartoon Thomas. Scroll on down here, hit Entertainment logo, back again. On the back, we have a snapshot from Emily's New Coaches and from the Spotless Record. There's no narrator listed here, which is pretty interesting. The narrator on this release is Michael Angelis, who has previously done the narration over in the UK for over a decade now. This is his first and last, actually, US release, because I guess for some reason Alec Baldwin left and he couldn't do these last season 6 episodes. Actually, Alec Baldwin did do Jack Jumps In and A Friend in Need. But yeah, they just used the Michael Angelis narration for this release, which was pretty interesting. And then Michael Brannon went back and re-recorded the first 4. I don't know if he did Jack Jumps In and A Friend in Need. I haven't seen those dubs, so I only know he's done the first 4 here on this release. But here's the blurb. You've already seen the story stops. And hey, our Thomas is back again. Don't know why he left. Slide this out. We now have a new ink label. It has now been changed from the previous one. There's no like little Thomas on the side here. It's just the Thomas and Friends logo and the large font of the release title. This case is actually not in the best condition, and as such, it's kind of small. Like, it's kind of shrunk, so the tape it fits snugly inside. I like that, but it's very hard for it to come out. I have to really shake it and actually pull it out. But I do like how it snugly fits in there. So now we are going to take a look at the DVD that you could have gotten back in 2004 as a companion to its lesser friend VHS. So this is the DVD. It is the same layout as the VHS, but if you take a look at Spencer here, there's 2 Spencers, or at least it looks like that. Look here. 2 funnels and a little bit of Spencer's second face. I don't know how they screwed that up. It works better on here because you don't see all of Spencer's back. So I guess that's a Photoshop fail or something. I don't know. But it looks really goofy, and they don't bother to fix it. I mean, it just stays that way. There's our three friends from the bottom again. On the side, Cartoon Thomas, DVD logo this time. Anchor Bay, not hit. On the back, there's still no narrator listed, but it's the same snapshots, same blurb, same story stops, except some bonus content. We have Sir Topham Hatt's scrapbook, which is actually pretty cool. A sing-along song, a 12-page commemorative booklet, 3 games, and a website fun. Pops this open. It did come with a booklet. I unfortunately lost that a long time ago. Here's our disc. Now this disc is actually pretty special because it's scratched. If you can see it on the camera here, let me point to it. It is scratched right there, and it will not play. So that's a interesting item to have in my collection. I suppose a scratched DVD. So our next copy is the one that you could find inside the Totally Thomas Volume 4 box set. That's right, these were released to package 3 separate releases into one and make it like a little convenient boxed set for you to buy, and they were called Totally Thomas. As you can see, this is Volume 4, as I stated earlier. So this one came with new Friends for Thomas, A Big Day for Thomas, and Thomas and the Really Brave Engines. On the side, Hit Entertainment logo, scroll on down, a Cartoon Thomas. On the back, we're just going to look at the blurb for new Friends for Thomas. We've already covered the Big Day for Thomas, and Thomas and the Really Brave Engines is coming later. So new Friends for Thomas, as far as I can tell, it's the same blurb, or maybe it's a little shorter. I don't know. I haven't read it. So let's pop new Friends for Thomas out. As you can see, there's the same error with Spencer, and it's practically the same. They just repackaged it. As you can see on the sides, exactly the same. On the back, exact same. All the way down to the discs. The disc here is exactly the same to this one. The only difference is the way the discs are stored. As you can see, this one looks kind of like a mouth. This one looks like something else. There we go. Really awkward shot there. But as you can see, I kept the booklet for this one. So we'll take a quick look at it. We open it up. We see our menus and everything. Now we get this really cool thing here, and the lyrics to 5 New Engines in the Shed, in case you can't understand the children singing it during the song. And here is a cool thing. It's kind of like bios of all the new engines that you meet in this release. It says it up here, meet the new friends. So you've got Arthur, you've got Jack and Alfie, you've got Emily, you got Murdoch, and you have Spencer down here. So that's pretty cool. It's a really nice collectible to have. Here's some more advertisements, and on the back, advertisements for what you can buy. That is Thomas related. So that's the version that you could have gotten in Totally Thomas. Now we delve into our last copy, which we have briefly seen in a previous episode. You could find this in a 2-pack with Spills and Chills. That's right. We briefly saw this back in Spills and Chills, and now we are taking a look at the new Friends for Thomas area. Hit Entertainment logo on the side, scroll on down. Universal, that means this product being printed nowadays. We can answer that in the 5 main questions. On the side, new Friends for Thomas. We look at the blurb here, the DVD features. Spills and Chills is on the top, but here is the disc that we are interested in. It's completely new art, and It's not, I can't say that I'm a fan of that. It looks kind of bland to me. I really like the squished up poster art actually more than that. So that is your close-up look at my 4 copies of New Friends for Thomas. We are going to transition into a menu tour of this copy of New Friends for Thomas. Alrighty everyone, here's our menu tour of New Friends for Thomas. Now we're going to start off by looking at this copy right here. This is from 2004, DVD copy. Obviously it's DVD or else we wouldn't be doing a menu tour now, would we? Anyway, we're starting out here. Done the liberty already of muting the audio. Basically the engines are telling us what their shed door is going to take you to. Like Percy's, as you saw, was play all stories. Gordon's is pick a story. Salty is probably fun and games. I'm just going to say that right now. I'm going to call it right now. And Thomas is more than likely web fun. Now, Harold is Thomas's gallery, which is something pretty interesting, and we will take a look at that here in a second. Oh no, I was wrong. Salty's was the sing-along song. Thomas is pretty much going to be fun and games. Yep, I was right. And now we can start. So it starts you off here at Play All Stories with the red circle around the flags there. You scroll over to pick a story. Now Gordon is going to come out of the shed and puff out at us. Alright, so now we're here at pick a story. So we've got 6 stories, Gordon and Spencer, Emily's new coaches, the spotless record, Peace and Quiet, Jack jumps in, and a friend in need. So that is your story stop section. Sing-along song, which is 5 new engines in the shed, which normally if you just played all the way through, if you just selected play all stories, this would play at the end like normally, and like on the VHS copy, this would just play at the end. But if you just want to hear the sing-along song, then you can just go to the sing-along song station. That's what they call it. Now we go to fun and games, and now we come to a classic style menu screen, because this style of menu that you saw previously is used for New Friends for Thomas and Thomas and the Jet engine, and I think that's all that they use that menu style for. I'm not too sure, I think, but I really like that menu style. But Thomas is telling us about the types of games that we can play as they pop up here conveniently on the signals. So we could play A Day at the Works, really useful engines and really useful places. And then, as you can see on the bottom here, we've got 2 other options. We can go to the scrapbook or web fun. And for the scrapbook is one of the areas I'm going to unmute the television. We're not going to play any of the games here, but the scrapbook, I think, is the selling point of trying to buy this DVD. So let's go ahead and look at the scrapbook.
This is my scrapbook, full of special photos of my longtime Island of Sodor friends, and my 6 new friends that just recently joined us on the island. First, you'll get to see all the fun I've had through the years with the engines that you are familiar with. Next, you can get acquainted with our new friends and watch scenes from their first days here on the Island of Sodor. To open my scrapbook...
Alright, that's all we need to hear from you, Mr. Hat. So basically, this is like a memory book of stuff that's happened on the island. So we push the enter button there and scroll along. And now we've come to Birdie's page. And if I click the little thing here at the bottom, or if I unmute the TV first, so yeah, so he kind of missed what he was saying about Birdie. I'll scroll over to Bill and Ben so you can hear Mr. Hat talk about the engines.
Bill and Ben are twin engines and identical in every way. They like playing jokes on other engines, but will also help out when needed. In fact, once they helped save some workers from a destructive rock slide. The workers called them heroes. Would you? Select the bottom photo and press enter to decide for yourself.
Okay, let's select the bottom photo, and now we can watch a clip from Heroes.
They were just puffing out of the quarry when, help! Wait for me! The workman had been left behind, then waited as the man climbed quickly aboard. The twins left the quarry just in time.
So yeah, it was a short clip, so let's go ahead and mute this again. Now we've come to Bulgy's page, and basically it goes through a bunch of characters. We're not going to go through all of them here, but they're in alphabetical order, so yeah, it goes through a lot of characters. So this scrapbook here, with each character you can view a clip from one of their best moments, I guess. So it's kind of like a highlight reel is what this is, and I think it's really cool that they put this on here, because if you were like me growing up as a kid, you didn't see every single episode of the classic series. Like, I never saw Heroes growing up. I never saw Bulgy growing up as a kid because I'd never had James Goes Buzz Buzz on VHS growing up. So finding something like this on here is pretty cool, because then you're able to know that, hey, there's more Thomas and Friends stories out there that I haven't seen. Maybe I should go and track those down. So that for me is my favorite part of New Friends for Thomas. So the web fun section, we'll just take a look at that. Again, this website's probably dead now, so that's no use. We'll go back to the menu. Now let's go to my second favorite part, the Thomas Gallery. And this includes some trailers for some Thomas and Friends. Yep, that's the Steamies vs. Diesels trailer. And it also includes the Wooden Railway trailer, which is the classic Wooden Railway trailer. Which I don't know why Thomas is pulling a caboose. Maybe the kid's stupid, I don't know. So yeah, that's my second favorite part, because it includes some rare and hard to find trailers. So that's our menu tour on this copy of New Friends for Thomas. Next up, we will be looking at the menu from the 2015/2014 copy of New Friends for Thomas. So stay tuned, everyone. Alright, so now we're here at the menu for the 2015/2014 version of New Friends for Thomas. And as far as I can tell, it's exactly the same. I mean, I don't think they changed a thing. Apart from the fact that there's no sequence of Thomas, Percy, Gordon, and Salty talking to you, there's literally nothing different. And let's look at the Thomas Gallery. Nope, it's literally the same thing. So I'm going to guess that everything else is exactly the same, so there's no reason to go through this menu again. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the menu tour of New Friends for Thomas. Let's go ahead and head on back and answer the 5-minute questions as always. Alright, so you're back from the close-up, and now it's time to answer the 5-minute questions as always. Number 1, where can you pick this product up? Same answers as every other show. You actually might be able to find the double pack version that I showed in the close-up with Spills and Chills still at a Walmart, pretty much, because that's where I got mine. I think that's where most of these 2 packs get shipped out to. Number 2, is this product still being printed nowadays? I'm really stumped to say. I am going to say yes, probably. This is one where it's really stumped me as to if it's being printed today, because, like I said, it doesn't say from my source, and it doesn't say on the box if it was printed in 2015. It just says 2014, and that could mean anything. So I am going to say yes, but take that with a grain of salt. Number 3, should you pick this product up? This one has always been nostalgic for me. I received my first copy of this for Easter back in 2004, I believe. I didn't know Alec Baldwin had left the show at that point, and I was confused on why there was a new narrator. This was before I had any Season 8 or Season 7 releases, so I didn't know that Alec Baldwin, George Carlin, they were never coming back. So I was confused, and I was wondering if Michael and Gillis was going to be the new narrator. And his narration really didn't stick with me the first time I saw it, but over time it's grown on me. And these are the only Michael and Gillis narration episodes that I like. Because personally, I find him very boring as a narrator, but these I like because I grew up with them solely for that reason. I am going to give this a recommend. Number 4, where should you pick this product up? Same answers as number 1. And number 5, what price should you pay? For each version, whatever version you may have. Don't go over $5 for any of them. They're really not that rare. With a lot of these releases, they were mass produced and a lot of copies are still roaming around on the secondary market. So give it a couple years, like 10 or 20 years, and they might become rarer. But right now, you don't want to go over $5 for any copy. Except for maybe the 2009 one, because I know that one has a different cover. But other than that, the content is exactly the same as far as I can tell. So that's the HMR on New Friends for Thomas. Our next episode is going to be on Thomas and the Jet Engine. I know what you're thinking. You're skipping Steamies versus Diesels. Well, here's where I have to address something. Guys, I don't own every Thomas and Friends home video release. I know that's shocking, but I don't. Case in point, I don't own Steamies versus Diesels at the time of this recording. If I do happen to pick up Steamies versus Diesels after I record this episode and after I put this episode out, then yeah, that'll be next week's episode, and there'll be a comment in the description saying that that is next week's episode. But as of right now, next week's episode is Thomas and the Jet Engine, because I can't review something that I don't own. So as of right now, if I skip a release in the timeline, don't go nuts about it in the comments saying, you're skipping this release. Just assume that I don't own it. When I get it, I will go back and do an episode on that release. That's it for this episode. I will see you all next time. Thank you all for watching, and as always, good night, everybody.